Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our OC Habitat Spotlight interview series. Today, we have one of our interns, Evie, who started her internship last fall. So, in this interview, I'll be asking her a series of questions that's going to highlight her work in environmental conservation, particularly her work that she's done with OC Habitat. So, can you give us an overview of your educational and/or work background?
So I completed my undergraduate degree in environmental analysis at Scripps College and grad degree through the UCI MCRS program, which stands for Masters in Conservation and Restoration Science. Also for work, I've been working with Laguna Ocean Foundation as a typo educator since September 2022.
Nice. So you have a pretty extensive background in environmental conservation.
Yes.
My second question is, what moment in your life made you want to protect the environment?
So when I was a kid, I always had this habit of trying to follow or kind of like check out animals that weren't pets. So there was this one time where my parents helped me catch a praying mantis and I was able to bring it to school the following day. And I think there's this one story my grandmother mentioned where I tried to bring a lizard inside a house and then it did succeed and then, catch and release. But yeah, I also, whenever we traveled a lot, one of the main locations I wanted to go to were either zoos or aquariums and just check out animals that I would usually see in my books or the Zoo Book magazine collection, if you've heard of them.
Is there a person that has influenced you in your environmental activism?
I would say my AP environmental teacher back in high school, Miss Bolter. I mean, she helped introduce me to different aspects of environmental and conservation science and helped me steer my interest towards the direction of ecology and wildlife conservation as well.
Awesome. I'd say that I also had similar experience with my
Yeah.
professors. So
Yeah,
it's
and
great.
also all the fun field trips and projects. Like there's this one project where we created an eco dome with several soda bottles, and each layer was a different ecosystem.
So during your undergrad, were you able to do a lot of field work in your classes?
So during my undergrad, it kind of got cut short due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but it gave me an opportunity to work with RStudio since my thesis involved utilizing the marine network data.
How long have you been with OC Habitats and what brought you to them?
Over a year. So when I started my undergrad program, I was a little lost trying to figure out how to engage in conservation and environmental activism outside my program. So when researching programs, OC Habitats caught my attention because it was so broad and interdisciplinary. You could do salt marsh for one activity, but then be a typo educator or bird monitor for another activity. Also the flexibility, since it's not fixed in one location, during that time I didn't have a car. So I was able to participate in activities that were still nearby the area.
I would say that I also had the similar experience when I was an intern. I
Yeah.
also didn't have a car, so a lot of the stuff that I did was remote stuff. How would you describe OC Habitats and its work around Orange County?
I mean, in the previous response, describing it as interdisciplinary and broad, and also providing different opportunities to all sorts of audience. For example, you have one audience be a homeschool group and touring them through the whole typo ecosystem, or you could be interacting and reaching out to high school students and guiding them through the restoration process. So it's not fixed in one audience, it's providing conservation and environmental activism to everyone.
Aside from OCH, how do you engage in environmental activism in other parts of your life?
So for my work with the Laguna Ocean Foundation, I advocate for conservation activism by communicating the importance of MPA safety and protocols with visitors. For example, you're not allowed to take any animals, rocks, or shells from tide pools because they all contribute to a fragile but functioning ecosystem. Also, during my shifts, if I do have time, I'll do my best to collect trash or pick up any debris in the nearby area. So that way I can throw away after my shift is over.
What are you focused on here at OC Habitat? Can you tell us more about the project that you're currently working on?
So most of my focuses have been marine conservation, but I've been branching out into utilizing digital media to communicate environmental PSA. So along the lines of education and outreach. On the website, I currently do have one panel up, which is a mugworts and birch panel, which discusses the harms of tree vandalism. And there's an upcoming one for February, which discusses marine mammal safety and trying to maintain a good social distance between them. And currently, I am actually collaborating with the Bolsa GP Conservancy to develop a series of least tern and snowy plover safety PSAs before the upcoming breeding season.
Cool. Okay, so my last question is, what have you learned so far throughout your internship with us?
I think that there's always time to branch out and experiment with different topics because I think even though I still found OCH and I was still fixed on marine conservation or trying to communicate coastal dune ecology, but doing activities such as the Laguna Canyon and hike helped me apply it to different areas. For example, during the hike, I would combine indigenous history with natural history to discuss how the Hashimans used the natural resources in the area as part of their daily lives. And it wasn't just fixed into one area. They utilized surrounding plants from the coastal sage scrub, the riparian areas, and even the coastline. I mean, the coastline wasn't the main focus of the tour, but there was a bird's eye view to briefly mention it.
I agree. Like I like that we focus on a lot of things in terms of like habitat. So awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evie, for
Yep.
sharing your experience with OC Habitats, and thank you everyone for watching. We hope that you stay tuned for more videos. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for your time.